So yes, the negative people are the people that once they have got a goal or an assignment, they're like, I can't do it, you know? But most of us are positive people. Positive people, these are people like, you know, we do have got a goal, but we don't feel like, you know, like we don't do what you're supposed to do. And yes, you know, you have a goal of forces, you've got a goal of being a supervisor, you have a goal of, you know, I want to become a manager and all that. But, you know, come mid of the month, there's a target that you have set for yourself or you've set with your upline and you don't do it, you know, and you still believe that end of the month I'm going to achieve that target, you know. That's so many of us, you know. And then there are those people that we call them masters. These are the people that they do have good goals, they're positive, one, they know that they're going to achieve it, but they are also able to put in the efforts, and not just the efforts, they are able to put in, you know, the required efforts every single day. So you split your goal, 4cc, I want to be doing 1cc a week, you know, and at the end of the week, you know, 3 days before end of the week, they're like, you know what did I do? You understand? Of the 1cc, how many did I do? You know, they're putting in the work, they're putting, you know, like these are people that they're like not just positive. No, they know that being positive is not enough, because yes, being positive is definitely not enough. And you know how, you know that how? Because yes, we have been positive for quite some time. So we are the people that we say, you know what, I want to have the best 2022. I want to make it happen. You know, I want to achieve my goals this year, you know, but now it's not this year. We need to start now. You know, that is why I thought, like, for the people that are waking up in the morning like this, let's be meeting so that we can be able to inspire each other and all that. Okay. Are you excited? So one thing, just a minute. Yeah, so are you excited for this? So I know we are very few right now because I did not tell everybody, to be honest, up until this morning, because yesterday I couldn't create a link and all that, but you know, we are here and we have started. So we will be having you also share your own. For example, you read a book, okay? I want you to start reading that book as not just for the sake of reading, because this, you know, I'm reading and then, you know, for my own benefit, but I'm reading to go and share. I'm reading as a leader. I am reading to create a training out of it. You know how that is how we do create trainings. Yeah? So you're reading a book, then do that. Maybe, for example, yesterday I went to church and the pastor was talking about pain is inevitable, but misery is a choice, you understand? And so he mentioned 8 ways of being happy regardless of the situation. So I have a training on that already, you understand, for you guys. You go to working out, and then you watch a nice video that is motivating you and all that. One thing that you want to do is you need to document that. You need to put that in a training for you to start sharing, because as I said, I always say, you know, once you start taking responsibility as a leader, not just the responsibility of doing your activities, your own activities, like doing one-to-ones and attending trainings and all that, but the activities that are helping you becoming more. You know, and one of them is obviously being a trainer. One of them is, you know, being a leader that is actually sharing their thoughts. So if you want to be that, then you're going to be having at least 30 minutes of sharing in a week, for example. So if you're interested into that, please let me know today so that I can be able to like schedule you for the next one or any other time that you'll be available for that. So yes, we do have good goals that we want to achieve. And you know that it is definitely not going to be easy. You understand? So if it was easy, would it be worth it? It wouldn't be worth it. You understand? And I think all these difficulties that we do go through, for example, in our business, or the challenge that we do go through in our lives, are not easy. But I can tell you, these are the things that are actually building us up. For example, remember Leader Bekue wanted to be a supervisor about a month ago. And the last day of the month, she had to cry, you know, because you don't see like, you know, how can I make things happen and all that, you know, or maybe you're seeing, but you're like, you know, this is just too much. But once you have been able to achieve that goal, you'll be like, oh my God, that feeling is just incredible. But if things were just easy, just like that, you know, like you just, you know, like bread and butter, you wouldn't feel that. It's just like, you know, when you want money and you're given money, you know, that is what people do. Like, for example, women have got these, you know, these guys that are calling them, you know, sugar daddy, you know, they're calling them what, you know, like all those names, sponsors and all that. I mean, I'm sure if they're not hustling for anything, I mean, you know, I remember myself buying my first car. You know, when I was a student, I can tell you that car hit differently. You know, that success was amazing. You're driving in that car and you're like, you know what? I went through all this. I created a goal, went through all this, put in the work. And when you're driving it, you're like, oh my God, this is mine. So there's always that good feeling. About 2 years ago, my family and I also went through a bit of a challenge and all that, you know. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't really easy, but we had now to move to another country. Now we are now living in South Africa, as you know. And I can tell you, first, that moving, you know, like moving from one country to the next, you know, yes, you're moving out of a challenge. We wanted to live in South Africa, but it wasn't something that we really like, we were planning when we moved here. You know, it was gonna to happen, but maybe not this soon. But when it happened, we were like kind of forced, we were like kind of pushed. Probably God saw the potential that is on this side of me being on this side, for example. I could still be in Tanzania, do what I do, but probably I wouldn't have been able to expand in all these countries, I can tell you. So yes, we had to go through challenges for us to make the decision that probably we're supposed to make it for the past, I don't know how many years. My daughter is right now 8 years of age. My second born is right now 6 years of age. They're actually turning that on the 21st. And you see, my first born is called Lindiwe, which is a Zulu name. My second born is called Nozizo, which is a Zulu name as well. Now you can imagine, we were in Tanzania. I personally did not know these names. My husband is the one who came up with them. And I was like, these are actually beautiful names. And little did we know that, you know, about 6 years later, we'll be leaving South Africa. And you know, the way things in South Africa, everybody's like Zulu and all that. So it just feels good that we were able to give them the names that they are now blending in. But that is to say that probably God knows our situation way before. As I always say, like, God has not shown us the future. You understand? And probably I personally do not want to know my future. I do not want to know my future. But one thing that God has given us is the choice. And I can tell you, you're not asking God to remove your problems. But one thing that you want to ask God is to give you the strength to go through the challenges and grow through it. You understand? Let's break through. Yes, like let's grow through the challenges. So I don't know what you're going through right now in business. I don't know what you're going through right now as a person, you know, in your personal life. You know, as a family right now. But I can tell you, every challenge that you're going through right now will help you grow. Okay, so if you're resonating, if you're feeling like I'm making sense to you, if you feel like this is something that you wanted to hear, please just chat in and all that, you know? So yes, let me encourage you that those goals that you have, they're not going to be easy. Some of you here, you want to become managers this year, you know, like I know Nema, you want to become a supervisor in the next month. Agnes, you know, Bekiwe, everybody here, Gina, you're not sleeping, like you're always texting me all the time, you understand? Lida Kumo, I know, me and you have got massive goals this year, you know? Linda, Miriam, Rosita, I know you guys have got goals, and I can tell you, you just need to be ready to put in the efforts, and not only efforts. You understand? You will have to create, you know, some philosophies that will help you grow. You understand? That will help you become the best version of yourself. That will help you do what you need to do consistently. You understand? Consistently. Sorry. Consistently. You understand? So it's not about knowing what you need to do. That is one. Everybody here knows what you need to do for you to retail. Everybody here knows what you need to do for you to, you know, for example, in your job, for you to get the promotion that you want. Everybody here knows what you need to do for you to be able to create a massive team, for you to be able to recruit. We all know. But the reason why we don't do, I don't know, maybe you have not connected well with our goals. Maybe we're just positive people, as I was saying before. You know, you're not negative. That is why you're here. You're positive, but you're not you're not putting in the work. That's why I'm saying we need to now become masters. Now, when we choose to do what we need to do, we need to do it with consistency. It's not about the talent, it's not about the skills. You know, you can know what you need to do. You know what you need to do, and you can know how to do it. But if you do it today and you're doing it next day, the next day, and then you don't keep on doing it, that is why I'm personally praying to make sure that I do also have the consistent. The other day I was talking to Kumo, and we were like, you know what? I mean, man, that is why those people like them Selekus, those leaders are top number one, because they started the 5 a.m., for example, and they've been doing it consistently since last year. And I'm like, yo, that's the discipline that we all need to put in. You understand? And so consistency is what we definitely need for us to be great in what we do. So I have mentioning, I'm going to share with you the 5 philosophies that you always need to have them in your mind as you're building the business, okay? One is, yes, we have gone through a lot, you understand? Maybe we have failed a lot. Maybe we have gone through a lot of challenges. Maybe we have always been procrastinating. Maybe we have always been having those fears. We have not been doing as much as what we're supposed to do. You understand? Maybe last month wasn't a good month. I mean, in fact, I remember last month when we had a training, the first training of the month, actually. And so we usually, NOC usually shares the statistics of the month. I mean, we dropped a bit. Most people dropped a bit. You understand? I personally dropped a bit, in my personal business, right? And there's nothing we can do. Even if last month you had a great month, even if last year you had a great year, there's nothing you can do anyway. You understand? So one thing that you always need to remember is you are allowed to start over as many times as possible. As many times as possible. And why do I say this? Because maybe you can be, for example, in the business, you can be in the business for quite some time and you feel like, I've not been able to even get to supervise. I've been in the business for over 6 months, for example. I've been in the business for over a year, and I've not been able to always say I want to achieve, So I can tell you, it's okay. You can probably not be able to achieve again this month. You maybe cannot again next month, Now let me mute you guys. All right. Yeah, so it will probably take you another 6 months. But I can tell you, once you've set that goal, and you know that this is exactly what I want, then you need to press through. One of the things that is actually on my wall right now is level 3 chairman's bonus check. You understand? And I know I've been in the business for about 10 years and something, and I've not been achieving it, and well, maybe I've not been able to connect with it very well. And I can tell you, we also have got those challenges as well. I mean, our challenges are different, the levels of challenges are different and all that. But as I said, you can want something and maybe you can be doubting yourself. And I can assure you that I've been doubting myself, like, hey, would that be possible and all that? But I think once you have put yourself in a certain position, you start resonating with your big goals. So I've been in that situation. I'm now in a different situation. And right now, I have put that level 3 chairman's bonus check, and I'm going to achieve it. Even if it's going to take me another 5 years, but I'm definitely going to achieve it. You understand? So what is your goal? And you are allowed to fail over and over and over again. And it's okay to keep failing. So that's number one philosophy that I want you to have. The second one is I want to remind you that you are good enough to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. You're good enough to be able to do what you need to do. God has already instilled in you what you need for you to go for success. God has already given you what you need to do. So if you're feeling like I've not been doing much, then tell yourself like I was a sleeping giant. Tell yourself that I can do this. I mean, this is my time. And yes, you can be in the business and you can be having other people getting in the business after you and they're achieving things and feel like I cannot do this or something. You understand? I personally had people getting in the business and achieving amazing things, and I'm not achieving them, for example, people achieving level 3, level 2, level 3, you understand? Like I can do better. But I can tell you, no matter what, you are you, and you've been given that opportunity to be you. You have got your own goals, you've got your own purpose, you've got your own everything, and you are unique. So don't compare yourself just because someone came in and is doing more than you and you feel like, oh my God, maybe I'm just young, I'm just 20 years, for example, Gina, you're 21 years or 22 years of age, and you're looking at everybody in the business is probably, 25, 30, 40 and all that, and you feel like maybe this is not my time. Maybe I need to be a certain age. Maybe you're looking at some people and you're looking at their relationships and you're like looking at your own and you feel like you've got a lot more problems than them and you feel like they deserve better, like I cannot. I am telling you, do not compare yourself with another person. Regardless of what you're going through right now, you can be able to recreate your story and become the best version of yourself, not of another person. and you can be able to go for what you've always wanted, regardless of your age, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of your background, regardless of your failures. You can definitely be able to do that. In fact, I love this statement. If you're comparing yourself, you are insulting yourself. Yes, because if you're comparing yourself, it means you're looking at that person, and that is your definition of success. I mean, like, how can someone else's success be a definition of your success? Who knows? I mean, like, I love this example of, I'm giving an example of a lady called Susan in Botswana. I mean, that lady started the business about what, 4 years or 5 years ago? And today she's number 2 in South Africa. She's at 7,500, case credit qualifier, a GLT, within 4 years of the business. She's having the massive team in Botswana so far. And this lady was a school teacher, secondary school teacher. She had to be boarding cars, buses from one place to the next when she wanted to start, when she was starting the business. What if she started the business and compared herself with whoever? She wouldn't be that, because she's now like raising above, I'm sure, like above everyone's expectations. Speak of youth leader who was training us during Kickstart. I invited her. Can you remember her story? We all cried. Now, can you imagine if she had compared herself with another person? She wouldn't be the youth leader that we know right now. And I can tell you, you have got so much in you. And so you just need to raise up above your own expectations. You just need to be able to not limit and unlearn everything that you think you've been learning, or unlearn every experience that you've been having in your life. And, like, go to achieving your greatness. But now, as you're doing that, I want you to remind you that attitude is something, you have to have the right attitude towards life. Not only business, you have to have a right attitude towards life. You understand? It's about what you think. And I can tell you, thoughts that we have are choices. I'm not saying it's easy to be positive all the time. I remember, I've been telling Enos, I think, most of the time, because it's apart from just being my sponsor, he's my very good friend. So we do share a lot of things, and even at personal level. And one thing that I've been telling him, even the other day, I told him, like, I think I'm one of the most positive people. And I think I am. And I can tell you, I don't know why. I think also that thought of saying that I am a positive, that is me convincing myself all the time. That is me affirming to myself all the time that it's very positive. I keep saying that, I don't know why, but I don't think that I've been going through my life and feel like I've been so challenged. I've been stressed, like, I don't know. Personally, I always say, like, I don't know how stress looks like. Maybe because, I don't know, I've been, around positive people most of the time. Maybe because I've been doing the business. I don't know, maybe because of the personal development, the kind of, books and, like the trainings, and the videos that I've been watching for the longest time that I can remember. But I can tell you, I've gone through hell, okay, that people think it's hell, but I've never thought it's hell myself. I've always been, how do I say? But I'm saying it's not easy. It's a choice that you need to choose. Every time you're having that negative thought, you need to be able to, and the thought that is coming over and over and over again to you, you need to be able to see the positive out of that. You need to be able to you need to be able to, how do I say, to forbid yourself into thinking negative. Like, there's this statement here. It's written what? If someone can chat in, can you read for me what you're reading right now? How can you read this statement? You can read it for opportunity is nowhere, or you can read as opportunity is now here. It's the same statement, but how you're reading it will determine how you're gonna think about life. That is just an example. I always give an example of someone stepping on you. If someone steps on you, you can say, like, this person did not see me. He's like, like he's not, like he's feeling like she's all over, people and all that. Or you can say, like, you know what? It is just an accident. It happens to everybody. I can also step on someone else. And when you start thinking like this person is like, is full of herself, this person is da. You'll always, probably that small incident will make your day one of your worst days. You probably even go ahead and start hating that person. Maybe there's a lot that you can learn from that person, but just because you're thinking negative about that person, then you feel like I cannot, you'll never see any positivity out of that person. But if you think like it's something that, it's usually, it can happen to me, myself, you will have a great day. You'll still be friends with that person. Like, you see, that is how things are. And and you see, they say that most people, poor people, they do hate on successful people, and start, like, because of that bad, like, you're envious of someone. Sometimes you don't even know people. Like, you don't even know someone and you've already hated that person. You're looking at their post and you're like, and because of that, you'll never learn from that person. And maybe there could be an opportunity for you to learn and you get something out of that and you become the best version of yourself, but you're not, because of how you're reading that person, of how you're looking at that person. Your situation in life, as I said, personally, I've gone through a lot, but most of the time is also, I'm like, there's something here. You're given an opportunity to say, share tomorrow, like, maybe share experience, do training for 30 minutes to be like, you can feel like, I cannot do it because of that, and all that. When you're talking about comparing yourself, that is you looking at life in a different, or looking at yourself in a negative way. But what if you tell yourself, like, I remember when we were in Swaziland, I talked to Yvonne. Let me see if Yvonne here is here. I talked to Yvonne and I told her, like, Yvonne, can you do the presentation? Can you do the business presentation? And you know what Yvonne said? She was like, I'm gonna do it, leader. And it was her first presentation, and I did not know how she's gonna do, but I kind of like, I believed in because I know how she communicates. And you won't believe, the second day of being in Swaziland, it was on a Sunday, she did an amazing business presentation. And you see, when you're doing your first presentation and you're doing it so well, or you're doing your first one, you're doing it so well, then that means you are late to starting doing it, because your first session is supposed to be a bad one. You're supposed to to even forget your name. You're supposed to be forgetting what you're supposed to say. That is you starting early. But if you're gonna do a session and you're like doing it so well, it means you're late. So Yvonne, yes, you're late, but we're gonna do a lot of sessions. But I'm happy that when you got an opportunity, you took it and you did the best. That is you looking at yourself in a positive way. That is you being a positive attitude towards yourself, towards what you're gonna do, towards your business, towards your growth and all that. That is just an example. So right attitude is one thing that, in one philosophy that you need for you to be able to achieve what you want to do. Now, being positive, as I was saying before, is not enough. It is definitely not enough. You understand? You need to take action as well. And sometimes it can feel like it's impossible to start taking action. Like, for example, this boy as you're seeing here, this boy that you're seeing here, he needed probably to go somewhere, maybe far. He could have said, you know what, I am so young, I can't do that and that and that. That is one. That is him not being positive. That is him not believing in himself. That is him, thinking of the task ahead and feeling like, you know what, I cannot. You understand? Or that is being negative, right? Or he could say, like, you know what, yes, I can do it. I can do it. And then he keeps postponing, because now he feels like, yes, I can actually do it, but he's still thinking and looking for the best way and the perfect way to go to where he needs to go. That is being positive. Yes, I can do it, but he's not starting to take action and knowing that I'm still gonna do it. That is being positive, but he's not taking action. Now, I'm now talking to you, the masters. You want to say, you know what, like this boy, you're looking at that goal, you understand? And you're looking at what you're supposed to do for you to achieve that goal. And you can be feeling, and it's okay to feel the fear. It's okay to feel like I cannot, it's okay to feel like it's too much for me. It is okay. But what is not okay is for you to start thinking of the right time. It's for you to start looking at the perfect time, you understand, to start doing what you need to do. Because most of us do that. We are waiting until when we are, ready to have, until we're having a laptop, until we're having a good phone, until we're having all the skills, until you know all the products for you to start doing that, until. But you know what? This boy said, I need to go somewhere far. I am small, but I have this tool. It's a big bicycle. Let me see how I can be able to fit in. You understand? The bicycle, not fitting in life, fit in the bicycle and take myself to where I want to go. And he did it. Is he not driving? Is he not riding? Is he not cycling to go to where he needs to go? He couldn't have sat on the chair, on the seat here, because his legs are a bit short. But what he did, he was like, there's this opportunity, there's this hole here. Let me put my leg in there and start pedaling. And he started, and he's taking that action that he needed to take. So I know we know what we need to do. I know the activity that you need to do, for example, for your business to work. And when it comes to retailing, even today, you know what you need to do. We have got all these activities that we need to do to make sure that we're retailing the products, to make sure that we're recruiting people in the business. You understand? And you know that you're supposed to choose at least 3 of them when it comes to retailing. You need to choose at least 3 of them when it comes to recruiting. And some of these activities are actually, they don't need even us to sit on this seat. They're like too small. Like putting a status, for example, like recording a reel, for example, like these small things that we need to do, but we just don't do. So now that we have decided to be masters, okay, now that Agnes, Bekiwe, Gina, Irene, my partner, Kumo, Linda, Lorraine, Miriam, Rosita, Shayla, and Yvonne, now that we have started today and we are choosing to be masters, I hope you're choosing to be masters. Have we chosen to be masters, ladies? Okay, can you type in, have we chosen to be a master? Please type in for me to know actually you have not just logged in. You have logged in and you're actually with me right now. Tell me if you have decided to be a master. If you have decided to be a master, then let's start taking action. Let's choose those 3 activities when it comes to retailing. Let's choose those 3 activities when it comes to recruiting. Let's do that and let's start doing it today. So what I want you to do is, yes, you can't be having your list and all that, and as you're having your list of what you need to do, I want you to always remember that where the energy goes is where the result will show. Most of us are doing, let's say, more of the retailing activities. Now I'm into business, right? Most of us are doing maybe more of the retailing activities. Most of us, so and some people do a lot more of recruiting activity. I'm going to give you an example. When I was building my Instagram page, I built my Instagram page because of how did I do it? Is because of the weight loss, right? So I was sharing a lot about weight loss, the before and after pictures, the meals that I get to eat, the workout that I was doing and all that, and I was retailing a lot. I still am retailing a lot, you understand? But I used to retail massively. But I wasn't recruiting as much as I needed to. That is what I'm saying. Where the energy goes is where the result will show. So you need first to determine the results. What is the end game? What is your end game? What is your end result that you want to see? And then that will determine the energy that you're going to put in, the activities, which ones are more, or which ones are, what do I want? What activity am I supposed to do to get this result? So, and when I was sharing all those that I was sharing, I realized that, yes, I'm not retailing. And so because I'm retailing a lot, but I need to build a global business. So I after determining the result that I needed, I had to change how I'm sharing. So right now, I'm sharing more of the recruiting posts. You understand? And not just recruiting, I am sharing more of myself being a global business leader, And so that is helping me to have a reach in different countries right now, to attract people from different countries. So my end game is to create a global business. And that is exactly the content that I'm putting there. You understand? Some people are like, why are you speaking English all the time? I'm like, I am speaking English all the time because I'm building a global business. I cannot speak Kiswahili because I am no longer just a Tanzanian building a business in Tanzania. You understand? So ladies, if there's a gentleman here, where your energy goes is where the results will come. You are retailing a lot more because you're putting a lot more of retailing activities. You are retailing, let me say. or you are focusing only on social media, not doing the offline activities. So you're putting a lot more energy on social media. Maybe the results, that's why the results are not as much as if you could do both. So what is your result? What is it that you want to achieve? And then what are the activities that you're supposed to do? So today, make a choice to have both. Activities are retailing on activities and activities on recruiting at the same time. But also I want you to start thinking of how big can you go? How big can you become? You understand? I mean, I know that you can also build a global business. You can start recruiting in other countries. Now put in that effort. Put in that effort, go on Facebook and start recruiting, or start, joining those groups. Go on Instagram and, change that profile picture. Change that bio that you have there. Put it in a way that it suits you. Start posting in a way that is suiting someone that wants to build a global business. You understand? So where the energy goes, there is where the results will show. So what are your results? So please remind me. I only have 3 minutes to go. Please remind me, what are the 5 philosophies that we have been sharing? If you remember, if you've been writing. So please remind me, what are the 5 philosophies that we've been sharing right now? And now, we talked about putting in the action. I thought I shouldn't end the meeting without having this. Have your 7-day plan. Know what you're going to do today. What is that you're going to do today? And good thing is we have woke up early. Now it's 6:05. 5 minutes, beyond the time that I promised. So if you have not written what you needed to do today, then write what you need to do today. What are those 5 names? Write those 5 names now, right after this meeting, that you're going to call. If you're part-timer. If you're full-timer, write those 10 names of people that you're going to call today. You understand? If you've got team, you need to make sure that today you're contacting your team. Write that list. If you've not been recording your customer list, write it today. And today, maybe contact your 5 customers, for example. Put in some, put in some action today and make it happen, so that you don't just wake up in the morning and that's it. You understand? So let's go do what you need to do for the next 7 days this week. All right. So, and by saying that, I want to wish you all great success for the year 2022. You are the master. You can do what you need to achieve. You can achieve what you need to achieve this year. Create yourself the goal. Have that end result. Be positive. Don't compare yourself with other people. You understand? Take action. Where the energy goes is where the results will come. You understand? So you can be who you want to be. You are the master. You are unstoppable. And I wish you all great success. And of course, let's pray a lot more. Well, not a lot more. I don't mean that you have to be spending 30 minutes, 1 hour praying, but before you enter in your house, pray. Before you get out of your house, pray. Before you get into training, pray. Before you meet someone, pray. Even saying like, God, I'm giving you this moment. Please handle that. Send your Holy Spirit and all that. Just that, as simple as that. Knowing that it's not only you alone that is going to do what you need to do. It's God that is empowering you. And you're also praying. Pray for the team. Pray for your uplines. Pray for your downlines. And yeah, let's pray for our goals all together. All right. So thank you all very much, and I wish you all great success. If someone can help me screenshot this, I'm having about. Sorry. All right. So thank you all very much. And we can, you have a great day today. All right. All right. Bye-bye.